Garrett Blevins here with an overview of my last day of week 7. This was a really good day. You'll see here I was able to get up to that 545 for 5 pause squat that I had talked about. Bench was a little bit less today than last week. I was able to get up to 405 last week, but just wasn't really there today. Had a good PR on paused conventionals. They felt really good. And also an all-time PR on close grip bench press. Here you see the overall numbers for the week volume-wise. So we'll start off here with pause squats. These just felt really good this week. I know I've been dialing in my form more, and the volume has been less the last week or so, and so I think some of the fatigue is starting to alleviate. I did feel that the pauses were a little short on this day. I realized that after I watched the video footage, so I don't know, sometimes when you're under that heavy weight, it just feels like you're down there for a long time, when in reality you're not really down there for a long time. I'll also say that I was this second set here, I believe, is 515, maybe 525, I can't remember. But in any case, I went up to 545 after this set, but my camera did not record. I was kind of thinking about doing a drop set after it. The first set of 545 I did was probably at an RPE 9. The second set at a RPE 9.5. But I did do it for 2 sets, though I will say the second set, as I watched it over, had some really short pauses down in the hole. However, this is, again, I'm not getting any bounce out of the bottom as I normally do. And so I think sometimes when I'm doing pause squats, that last inch or two on the way down, that descent, I start to slow myself much more than I normally would, and that starts to actually feel like the pause. See, that set there looked almost like a normal, or that rep looked like a normal squat. You can see there's just that slight pause down there at the bottom. So this is something maybe next week, either I'll increase the weight for pause squats or I'll increase the pause, or do both. That's actually what I'm going to try and do. I do think that a pause squat should have a little bit longer pause than that, but was still happy to get 2 sets of 5 at 545. Bench press was a little bit slower today. I know I've been building up some fatigue and pushing some weights pretty fast, and so not feeling beat up per se, but just a little bit tired today in general. Especially after those pause squats, that takes a lot out of me, and so to come in and then work with this was a little bit difficult. Weight still moved pretty well and worked up to 395 for a set of 5. You'll see that I paused some of the reps in the set, some of the others I do touch and go. With this much weight, it's just hard for me to pause every rep, run out of breath, and lose my upper back tightness after a while. So I'll do touch and go on most of them, but then throw a pause in here and there to make sure that I'm still getting some good pause work. I actually feel that my pause bench press is almost as good, if not better, than my touch and go bench press. I think my touch and go I might have a little bit on my pause, but not a whole lot. Pausing really allows me to gather some energy and then explode off the chest. So it's something to work on. This, I believe, tied what I did last week for paused conventional deadlifts. This is only 425, so not a ton of weight, especially considering my my sumo strength. But these reps felt really good, and so that was an improvement over other weeks. I think I could have gone heavier, and probably will next week on paused conventional deadlifts, maybe up to 465, 475. We'll see. If it feels anything like it did today, I'll be able to do that. Here was the heaviest that I went. This is 445, and it still moved really well. Today, I would just describe that I was able to brace into my belt better than I had been able to in previous weeks. Stance is a little wider than it's been, and I tightened up my belt to the 4th notch on it today instead of the 3rd. I've been losing a little bit of body fat and putting on a little bit of muscle with all this volume that I've been doing in this training cycle, and so my leverages are changing a little bit. Belt is fitting differently, but moving it into that 4th notch really helped both on the pause squats and on these conventional deadlifts, so I was happy about that. I also want to mention briefly, for those of you who responded to that coaching interest survey video that I put out, I'm very thankful. I had overwhelming interest shown there. I'm planning on being able to hold maybe 12 to 18 people at any given time, and had just about 50 people say that they were interested just on that survey alone. So I'm going to have to start opening up some coaching as soon as possible. I'm putting in some paperwork now with the state of California to start the business legitimately. So as soon as that's in, I'm going to be contacting those people that filled out that form, showing their interest. If you are interested, get your name on that form. I'll be going off of that list pretty much to determine who is going to get the have a coaching spot first. And so I wanted to, again, just say thanks for everybody that took the time to do that. I know it wasn't the application, but you took time out of your day to do it, so I figure I'll give you first shot at it. And I'll be contacting you out of the emails that you put into those individually. So if you don't hear from me, it's not because I lost your information or that I'm not paying attention. It's just there's a lot of people that are looking for this, and right now I'm only going to be doing it part-time coaching. There's a large amount of time investment that comes up front because I'm not going to be just emailing out a program. I will be making a program for each person based out of what they're currently doing. So it will be individualized, but that takes time, especially up front. You'll notice on that last bench press close grip there that was in the last shot, barely locked it, or didn't lock it out, barely got it up for 8.5 reps, but decided to go for it a little bit, see where my close grip strength was. So I think my old 4 rep or 5 rep max was 315 on close grip. I hadn't been tracking it very well, so that was 365. In any case, remember that if you keep putting in work, gains will come to you. You just have to keep that consistent investment. I harp on that a lot, but I can't say it enough. And again, thanks everybody for all the support, and hope you're doing well wherever you're at. Blessings.